This bait here is a bait called the Skitter V by Rapala, but one thing that's really interesting about this bait, that what makes this different than other jump or walking the dog baits, is its belly configuration. You'll notice it has more of a V, really narrow V contour. What that enables you to do is hook fish better, in the fact that it has a little bit narrower diameter. The other thing, one of the most important thing, is how the bait runs. And let me show you what I mean by that. Generally, this bait is fished with a technique that's called walking the dog, but when you throw it out and you get into a cadence of reel, just slapping the rod tip with a low motion to it, and then you're simultaneously reeling the bait. But you'll notice one thing, when I kill the bait, as soon as I give it the next pop, and it immediately kicks into that walking the dog maneuver. It's really easy to impart that action into that bait, and that's what that V design into this bait is. And you can see how I'm reeling. I'm giving the rod a pop and then the next reel, rod a pop, next reel. And so you're constantly sort of reeling around the rod. As I'm popping the rod, then I reel, pop the rod, reel. The other thing, that with this particular bait, it's actually a little bit of a smaller profile bait. You know, it's got 2 black nickel hooks on it. It's a little bit smaller in length. A lot of these jump style baits are actually larger than this lure. And you'll notice one thing you'll think about is color. We're actually in a really clear water lake, and most people, when you're fishing really clear water, what color baits do you use? You use natural colored baits. When you're fishing for smallmouth bass, bright is key.
You know, the bait I got on right now is actually a prop style type bait. This specific one is the X prop. A couple situations where I like to use the prop bait when you're fishing over deeper water, or when you're fishing when there's chop. The reason why I like to use it in those situations is because the way you fish the bait, you're actually ripping it down subsurface, and it creates a lot of commotion, a lot of bubbles. And you know, I think that actually does a great job of pulling fish away in situations like that.
You know, that particular bait, the X prop, actually, we used to fish these Canadian bass tournaments up north, and some of the biggest stringers of smallmouth bass I have ever caught was fishing that style of bait over 25 to 30 foot of water. We're fishing off deep points, and the fish are suspended off those points, and we're calling these suspended fish up out of deep water. What depth of water they're coming from, I don't know. Could they be 8 foot down, 10 foot down? Some of them, when you see them come up, they're coming up from such deep water. I do believe they're coming out of as deep as probably 10, 15 foot of water to strike the bait. Okay, next spot, next. Oh, there's a big one. Oh, there you go. Oh, look at this. Look at the one he's got with him. Look at that. It seems like these fish are getting a little more active. There you go. Oh, look at that. He's just spitting up across again. I like that when you have to have the players on deck all the time. Oh,
there we go. Nice. The end of a nice long pause.
Another little fetzo. Oh, there's a better one. Oh. Nick, can you get the net for this little rascal?
That I can do.
Oh, buddy, come here. Oh, come here, buddy. Come on, easy, easy. This is where that soft rod, the soft action rod's really critical. You get a big boy on, and you get these brown dogs, and they never give up. Oh, come here, buddy, come here, come here. Oh, come on. There you go. Now you're talking. Can't beat that. He came out in the net. You know, no question about it, when it comes to catching bass, topwater fishing is about as fun as it gets.